Now, my sister brothers, I want to thank the Reverend Dr. Granger Browning. He is the chair of the District Finance Committee, and he has had, in fact, he's had a couple of surgeries. Thank God he is doing well and recuperating well. And he has stayed in touch with me throughout this process. And we needed to appoint an assistant chair for the District Finance Committee. And one of the things I'm a firm believer in is developing leadership. Developing leadership. One of the problems we have in our local churches is we have people who serve as stewards for a long time. They pass, we have no developed leadership to fill these places. So I'm a firm believer in developing leadership. And I want to also develop some younger leadership. And so there was a younger minister I've had a chance to watch and all. In fact, he didn't know it, but I was watching him before I became the bishop of the district. In fact, I came to the 2nd district for something, I forget what it was now, and he picked me up. I told you I like to keep a little piece of paper in my pocket. And I wrote the name down. And I hope he didn't get mad with me, but sometimes when I think of his name, I laugh. I said, boy, I don't know, they must have been mad with him when he came in this world. Now, I'm going to tell you who it is, and I'm going to tell you why I laugh sometimes. Stand up, Reverend Savage. Yeah. Savage as the vice chair, co-chair. You not laugh, the name is Christian Savage. I just wonder how you get Christian and Savage in the same name. At all. I want to thank you. And I'm surprised to see him here today because he had the flu. And I told him, stay home, but you're here today. All right. Well, very good. Thank you. And I have great confidence he'll do a great job. All right. Now, there are some other appointments I will be making moving forward. But let me say, I think the district is blessed to have a wonderful WMS president. She'll stay where she is. All right. Where's my late president? Got a good late president? Who is my Sons of Allen coordinator? Is he here? All right. Okay. All right. All right, carry on. All right. Very good. Now, I don't know how this works in the 2nd district. I really don't know how it works. But when I was in Georgia, they had a president of the Presiding Elders Council. And he did such a great job. You know, the presiding elders represent the bishop's cabinet. And I really want to second this thing. I think you all have a wonderful group of presiding elders. I become, and I try to let my elders well, and sometimes they tickle me. I got one presiding elder who I think she wants me to think she's really quiet. For some reason, I don't think she's quiet. But one of the finest people, but I don't know if she's that quiet. Yeah. I think she wants me to really think she's quiet. Because I know the London really that quiet. But good people. Dr. Bryce says she has a heavy foot though. You drove her here? I said. Found out yesterday Presiding Elder Eileen can dance. Good elder. I get more notes from Elder Calhoun. He reads everything. As he gets to reading, he was saying, Bishop, I saw this, and I look forward to this good reading. So, and it's a good thing when people are well read. I want to encourage y'all to read. But I want y'all to know I think we have a wonderful, wonderful group of presiding elders, and I want to thank y'all.
Amen.
And Presiding Elder Morris has just been absolutely fantastic. I don't know how y'all go about getting the Presiding Elders Council President, but I want y'all to keep this one for a while. All right? I ain't gonna let him go nowhere. He does extremely well. Thank you, Elder. All right. Now, when I came to the district, I didn't have any staff. No staff at all. At all. And so somebody recommended somebody to me, and I said, I'm gonna call them and see. And she said, okay, on a temporary basis. And that's the word she used, temporary. But you know, I discovered temporaries in the eye. She's done a good temporary job. Stand up, Sister Simpler. She is doing a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. And I want to thank her. She helps keep me where I'm supposed to be. And let me say this, those of you who want to invite the bishop for something, please contact Sister Simpler. Now, if you contact me, I'm going to admit it now, I will probably mess up. And probably have 2 engagements on the same day at the same time. So help me by contacting Sister Simpler, and we'll make sure that we get it right. Let me also say that this bishop, I do not have a big church, little church mentality. As far as I'm concerned, God has churches. And I did in Georgia, and I'm going to do in the 2nd district. There are a lot of churches that a bishop has never been to. And I don't want it to be said the bishop only went to big churches. So if you invite the bishop and the date is clear, the bishop's going to try to attend. All right? One, it gives me a chance to get to know the people. And I do want to know the people of the 2nd district. So So if you invite the bishop, get in touch with Sister Assembly, and we'll see what we can work out. All right? All right. But Dr. Morris, you want to say a word to the district?
So if my colleagues would join me, I asked them which side is better, the left or right. All right, I appreciate you ever so much. Whatever we stand, ladies and gentlemen, we stand unified as one. And I have the privilege to be the spokesman. The only thing that makes us different sometimes, and we laugh and discuss this in the council or somewhere, is the hair. And I think President over done, and I have the most hair. It's the only thing that we may not appreciate the hair in common. But she told me she's praying for me. Amen, somebody. But we have a lot of fun together. What a great council that the bishop has appointed, who works for you as middle management, and we are grateful for it. This Founders Day has been a great Founders Day. Yes, it has. Great fellowship. Great fellowship. The weather was bad, had some snow, but the fellowship and the attendance has still been great. Great fellowship. We've had great joy. Has there been great joy in this place? Not only great joy, but it's been great praise at this Founders Day. Not only great praise, but great singing, great shouting, great worship, with great preaching. Great bishops were here. We've had a great time at this Founders Day. Great reports, great presenters, great finance report, great throughout this place, blessed by the greatness of God. And you know why this has been so great? Because we got a great leader. Yeah, we're having a great, because we're blessed by a great leader. A great leader. Did you know him? He's awesome. Great. He's powerful. Extraordinary. Beyond all measures. Great. Somebody say great. Better than. Great. Knows what to do. Knows how to do it. Great. In presiding. He presides in dignity. Great. Presides in grace. Presides in love. Presides in passion. Presides in great wisdom. Presides. And when he presides, he motivates you. And when he motivates you, he makes you feel better. He makes you look better. Hey, great. We'll get ready to leave by airplane. Yeah, by cars. Yeah, and some folks by train from Carolina, North Carolina, Western North Carolina, in Virginia, Baltimore, and Washington. We're going to leave because of a great leader who's taken us to Cloud 9. His name is Bishop Jackson. Somebody say Cloud 9. If you feel better, let me see your hand. Thank God that we leave this place. As we leave this place, because of his great leadership, everybody can say, I feel so much better. I feel
you got a hope in you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, brothers and sisters, as we prepare for our worship service, let me say this. These are some difficult and challenging times we are living in. These are some tough times. And all around us, we see people whose lives are being impacted by the times in which we live. Hardly a day passes now when I don't think about so many of our federal employees who have given much of their lives working on behalf of the nation, who are now being discarded and kicked to the curb solely for a political reason. Think about the Justice Department, which is no longer about justice. It's about satisfying the whim of one man. These are some difficult times, and especially for black folk. And I just think there is an absolute deliberate effort to put black folk back in their place. This slogan about "Make America Great Again," people need to understand what that means. All this stuff about immigration, we need to understand what it's really all about. You don't hear nothing about immigration at the northern border. All you hear is immigration at the southern border. And so we need to understand what all of this is about. The fact of the matter is, the projection is that by 2040, the dominant population in this country will no longer be white. It's going to be people of color. So the effort to halt immigration, and particularly at the south border, all of that is to slow down the number of people of color who are coming into this country. To deport a whole lot of people of color who have come in this country. Make America Great Again means to turn back time to a period when you did not have civil rights laws and voting rights laws and equal opportunity. You see, and unfortunately, the American people are really not as bright as we think we are. For example, the one group which is going to be in the shock of their lives, and it's already started, are white women. They had no idea what they were voting for. Intimidated by their husbands. I don't want my husband to know I didn't vote for him. But to make America great again also means that white women are being kept in their place. Make America great again really means restoring white men to positions of authority. This is a white man's nation. That's why I could never understand a few years ago when the Orange Man first started running, hearing people keep talking about the angry white male. And I want to know why they were angry. They run everything. There's a reason why Hillary Clinton didn't win. There's a reason why Kamala Harris didn't win. Whenever blacks make progress, there's always a backlash. What happened to Kamala Harris and all was a backlash to Barack Obama being elected president. We're not going to let another black have his spot. And so that's where we are. We are in a perilous time when they talk about shutting down the Department of Education. That is an effort to return to states' rights. And a lot of the southern states are going to turn back when they gutted the the Voting Rights Act. And they said that we moved past the time when they had all this racism. As soon as they gutted the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, 22 states changed their voting laws to make it harder for black folk to vote. So these are some difficult times we live in. And when you hear them talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and then they say it's bad for the nation. When they talk about not allowing black history to be taught. Black history, we're indoctrinating children to feel bad about what their parents did. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Fact of the matter is, they do not want their folk to know the contribution that black folk made to this country. And unfortunately, our own folk don't know our history. You can't pass down what you don't know. Most black folk don't know that the first American killed in the Revolutionary War was a black man by the name of Crispus Attucks. Most black folk don't know that up until 1860, the United States was the second poorest nation in the world. Today, we are the wealthiest nation in the world. They don't want folk to know why we're the wealthiest nation. It's because for over 100 years, black folk plowed the field, picked the cotton, and never got paid. This country is wealthy because we didn't have to pay for the labor. And Reverend Turner, they owe us. And they need to pay up. Most blacks don't know that for every war this nation has been in, 25% of the soldiers have been blacks. Only make up 12% of the population, but 25% of the soldiers were blacks. And what really drives me crazy is the fact our folk, our ancestors, our loved ones went and fought across the waters in other countries for rights for other folk, came home and didn't have the same rights themselves. So there's a reason they don't want black history to be taught. Folk need to know that that White House that that orange man is living in was built with black hands. And so we need to pass down our history. But also we've got to prepare ourselves for the times we're living in. You see, and part of my frustration and told somebody in Georgia the other day that I'm mad all over again. I'm mad. When I went to Georgia in 2016, my first meeting with the 6th District, I told them I was mad with them. And they were, why? What did we do? Because in the 2016 election, the orange man won Georgia by 4.5 percentage points. Less than half of the blacks in Georgia voted. If only 50% of black folk voted, he'd have never won Georgia. So I'm mad all over again. Because again, God put something in our hands that we don't use. The orange man won all 7 of the battleground states. And the foolishness of it is, come on in, Bishop Eason. And so what irritates me is, and which most black folk don't know, is that in Milwaukee, take it back, in Wisconsin, the orange man won Wisconsin by 11,000 votes. In Milwaukee alone, there were 93,000 blacks who didn't vote. He won Michigan by 144,000 votes. In the city of Detroit, there were over 300,000 blacks who didn't vote. In Georgia, and this really drove me crazy because we won Georgia in 2020. What angered me was he won Georgia by 244,000 votes. In Fulton County, Atlanta alone, there were over 500,000 blacks who didn't vote. Every one of those battleground states, there were more blacks who didn't vote than the number of votes he won those states by. When those folk went crying unto God, God said to Moses, why are you crying to me? What's in your hand? So I want to ask black folk today, why are we crying? We didn't use what was in our hand. We could have determined the outcome of this election, but we didn't use what was in our hands. So brothers and sisters, I hope you will help us as we try to move forward and make some sense and to help redeem this country. Every morning I wake up, and I move to Washington now, live in a nice place. And every morning I wake up, every morning, the first thing I see is the Jefferson Memorial. And every morning I see it, I get upset all over again. Some years ago, they invited me to speak at the State House in Georgia. It was AME Day at the State House. And they made the mistake of inviting me to speak. And I got a lot of stuff out of my system. And the Speaker of the Assembly came and asked us, Bishop, I don't understand it. Why do black preachers and black church always protesting and carrying on? That's what he said to me. And I said to him, because of you. He said, what did I do? I said, you all have written some of the most beautiful words in the history of the world. Written by Thomas Jefferson, whose monument I see every blessed morning. Y'all know those beautiful words Jefferson wrote. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I said, we protesting because we trying to get y'all to live up to what you said. All them nice words and didn't mean none of them. And that's where we are. And the orange man had the audacity to hold a Black History reception at the White House day before yesterday. And I was trying to get a glimpse of all the blacks I knew who were there, so I can call them and speak in tongues. And then the very next day, he fired the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, a black man. So these are the times we are living in. And we ought to be concerned for our children. One of the reasons they don't want to have equity and inclusion is because they're going about the process of denying opportunity. By getting rid of affirmative action, all of that, they are really putting the country in position to deny equal opportunity to black children. And all this stuff about diversity, what's made America great is diversity. That's what's made it. I mean, it's gotten so bad now. I told somebody the other day, the Statue of Liberty leaving the country saying, I'm out of here. It's just that bad. So I want to ask you to support the effort that we're going to be making to counteract some of this stuff. First thing I'm hoping you would do is support us on the boycott of Target. Beginning March 5th, which is Ash Wednesday, we're going to begin a 40-day boycott of Target. Target has withdrawn all of its diversity initiatives. And there may be some others coming up. I want us not to give our dollars to folk who are not supporting us and spend our dollars on companies at all. Costco has been fantastic. Go spend your money at Costco. As much as I love Big Macs, I'm mad with McDonald's. You have to let go of those Big Macs. Go get a big Whopper. But we've got to be decisive in where we spend our money. So pastors, I hope you will announce on Sunday that March 5th we begin a boycott of Target. And some have asked about some of the black vendors who do business with Target, that we're going to hurt them. No, we're not. You can still support those vendors by shopping online. You ain't got to go in the store, shop online. And so I'll be sending out a memo to the district on that. But please help us. Help us. I hope we won't lay over and just go along to get along. hope we'll make up our mind that ain't nobody gonna turn us around. I hope you will help us with that. All right? Now we get ready for noonday service, 11 o'clock service at 11:04. Let me, I also want to thank Devin. How you feeling? I want to thank Devin Martin, who's been a big help to me since I've been in the second district. He drives me all around, see that I get where I'm supposed to go, takes me someplace I don't need to go. Well, he's done a great job, so I just want to thank him. Give him my hand. And then I want to thank my daughter. Where is she? Stand up with your arm. Now, I want y'all to pray hard for her. All right, I keep trying to tell her the Lord gave me one mother, I don't need another one. All right, so y'all pray real hard for her. She's bossy. Bossy. And then someone came into this meeting this week from the 6th District who used to work in my office in Georgia. And he and Devin have kind of double teamed up on me. Stand up, Chico. He had the nerve to tell me he liked Washington. I don't know what that means. Give him a church. Anyhow, let me also say that on April the 7th, I want y'all to be in prayer. April the 7th, I'm finally supposed to have this back surgery. All right. Should have had it some time ago, but when the supervisor got sick, I put it off so I could care for her. And so I'm going to try to have it April 7th, so you all be in prayer. The doctor tells me, he said, Bishop, you'd be able to give up your cane and your scooter. I'll tell y'all like I told him, I give up the cane, but I'm going to keep my scooter. You know, you go to all these meetings, you see these real long walkways, and going through these airports, take forever to get to the gate. I get on my scooter. I walk in the airport, see me on my scooter, and they looking, and I wave right back at them. All right, but be in prayer that the Lord will deliver me. All right? All right. Is there anything else before we prepare for the 11 o'clock service? All right. All right. And again, let me thank Bill Lamar, President Elder Nixon. Who else was on the Episcopal Committee from the second? Are they here? All right, bless you. I want to thank y'all again. Y'all done real good. Real good. All right, thank you.